Wagwan, guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. Interesting story I have for you. Kind of a sad story, but still interesting with a neutral, happy ending, if you can understand that at all. But this took place somewhere earlier this week. And it was interesting because it's like he's an up and coming comedian. He's still doing his own type of, gig material. He's basically viral on, a few platforms right now. And he's also doing shows. He's booked for a few shows. And he's on tour right now, technically. That's what was surprising, is because when I just seen pictures that he posted. He was with the likes of comedians Mike Epps, DC Young Fly, Lil Duval, etc., etc. List goes on and on. Okay, and then you see these headlines, which I can pull up for you really quickly. You see these headlines: comedian Haha Davis reportedly released after being arrested for domestic violence. Now, I'm gonna say this: when you see headlines like that, does not mean it's not fact, or it's not set in stone that it's pertaining to someone that you would believe it to. Because when you hear domestic violence, you hear spouse, girlfriend, wife, individuals like that. It could be a family member that he had a falling out with, or that falls into the domestic violence as well. But what I'm saying is this. You know what? I'll put a pin in that. But okay, that's one headline that I saw. And you look at his mugshot, it's confusing almost. Got another headline: comedian Haha Davis is arrested on domestic violence, with a bond set for $5,000. All right. And I mean, that's kind of it. That's the deal on that one. And he does those skits, funny skits. He's very funny. It's a very funny guy. And just a funny individual. This guy is literally funny 24/7. Very likely to have a camera around him 24/7, because he's just you ever be around somebody where they're he's just a funny guy. Funny, very funny guy. The relationship that he has with his wife or girlfriend, I'm not sure if they're married, on camera, it translates very well on film. And I don't wish anything bad for them. That's why I said that, because I've read stories before where, okay, it's domestic violence, but it's not necessarily against the the spouse in that situation, right? But you have other headlines saying, according to Fox, comedian Haha Davis was arrested in Utica this past Friday for domestic violence. He was held in Macomb County Jail with bond set at $5,000. According to social media, he has since been released and is currently on tour. Again, right? You've seen the pictures I have up there. And, a lot of stars in the room. And I'll say this: same thing that make you laugh will make you cry. So, I do understand situations where things just get heated, and instead of laughing, you do something that it would have been better if you would have did the latter, right? So, when this story first broke, I want to say earlier this week, I mean I really didn't know what to believe, to tell you the truth, and probably more is going to come out on this story, to tell you the truth. That's just how these things work. More comes to light. That's how these things work. And I'll say this, right? When I saw the video, I was like, maybe someone was just doing voiceover on it. But I looked into it. And no, it's not fake. That's a real story. There, he was on the news. He was charged for domestic violence. He's released, and that's the deal. And why I say that, because what made me question it is because I seen Rap House TV basically posted on the story, and a bunch of people was in the comment section talking about it, gawking about it, and basically he commented, which was liked by the author, and I saw that, and basically he says I'm at home, y'all taking these skits too far, and that made me believe, like, okay, maybe it's a skit, maybe, but no, that really happened, right? So my thing is, let me just play the video for you. If you haven't seen the video, this is the video.
Social media comedian Haha Davis is behind bars for no laughing matter here. He is accused of domestic violence. The Detroit native, whose real name is Carlos Davis, was arrested by Utica police on Friday. Investigators haven't released any additional information on the victims. We don't know much about the circumstances. Davis is being held at the Macomb County Jail on a $5,000 cash surety bond.
So, I mean, it's it's one of those things that it's kind of sad. It's just sad, Like I say, same thing to make you laugh, it'll make you cry. And I don't. His girlfriend, I'm not sure if they're married again. Beautiful young lady. This lady's gorgeous. Okay, straight up. And it's a win. You feel me? It's a win, right? But it doesn't seem like it's so happy in paradise, right? He's getting money on multiple platforms, right? Automatically multiple streams of income there, and he has booked dates, so he's getting money there. So it's just like, you really have to look at these things. It just because it looks good on paper doesn't mean it's going to translate into real life, and you have to take note of that. You really have to, right? And I don't say that to say, oh, I can look through this lens of social media and I can foresee all these things. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, look, listen. It's certain things that you can look at that's very telling, okay? And it's just one of those things. I wouldn't say you draw a whole conclusion just from this story, right? I'm saying look at a lot of things that's taking place, a lot of things that's going on, stories that you see a consistency with, right? And you can just pull from, period, right? But I said it to say that's a trend that I see, right? It's definitely a trend that I see, that if you're gonna look at headlines, if you're gonna look at titles, if you're gonna look at these things that basically that catch your eye at first glance, you may want to look behind it a little bit. You may want to do your own research and dig, because some of that stuff is not actually what meets the eye, right? Period. Okay. And again, I'm gonna say, beautiful girlfriend, but you see he's very comedic, and I'm not too sure if it was just a big stage. I'm not too sure. I hope it wasn't anything involving her, because like I said, again, their relationship looks very good on camera, on film. It translates very well. I don't wish them any negativity. I wish them the best, obviously. But more is going to come out in the story, and I'm pretty sure it will. And not too many people reported or reacted to this story. You have blogs, maybe, I'm not too sure if any articles did any write-ups, but you have a lot of blogs on social media kind of tell the story. But, and he's still up and coming, to tell you the truth. He's still up and coming. He's not really solidified where he has big shows that just sell out like a Kevin Hart. He's not made it to that stage yet, but I can definitely say he's doing very well for himself. And he has celebrities, known celebrities, big name celebrities that are following him, liking his pages, So that's my thing. But that's what I got for you guys. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope to see you guys back here again.